Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we are doing a brisket. Now it's not a whole brisket, but there's only 3 of us here, so we didn't want to buy a giant brisket because we just wouldn't eat it, but this is a nice brisket. We'll cut into this in a second. We're going to use some homemade rub from our local butcher, Gibson's Meats. Good stuff. It's primarily garlic powder, salt, and pepper, I believe. There might be something else in there, I'm not sure. And some of this Pitbull barbecue. And I'm going to leave a link below to this. This is really good stuff. Tried it out for the first time the other day. We did some baby back ribs. It's really good. So mix 2 of these on the brisket. We're going to let it sit overnight in the fridge. Get up early in the morning, get this thing out of the grill, and let it just kind of slow smoke all day long. So let's get this thing opened up. I may trim off just a little bit here. That is a pretty thick fat cap. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just trim some of that off. Okay, let's get this thing rubbed down with some of that rub, and we'll get this in the fridge. Just take a little bit of this here and sprinkle some of this on. This stuff here, this Pitbull barbecue, this great stuff. Really like this. It's got some really good flavor, a little bit of heat. It's not too hot. Just going to kind of want to rub that in there a little bit too, make sure everything's coated. The next thing I do is I take just a little bit of this cling wrap or any kind of cellophane type wrap here, and all I want to do is just kind of wrap it up, keep the air off it, just like that. Okay, into the fridge overnight. See you at 5 in the morning. All right, we're using some good old-fashioned lump charcoal. I like this stuff. Always put a little tumbleweed down in here. I don't put a lot in there, just enough to get us going. Pull our saran wrap off the meat here. I have a pan here with just some water in it, just to help keep that moisture going so this doesn't get too dried out. And in here, this is just a generic spray bottle, and I put a little bit of apple juice in here, and we're going to just kind of spritz this thing throughout the day, just to keep it moist on the outside. Let's go pour some charcoal in. I think it's just about done. We'll get the meat on there and get our pan of water in there. I'm going to lay this back away from the briquettes here and get our lid on. Now I'm going to put the vent away from the flame because we're going to be adding some smoking chips, and that's going to help roll that smoke across that brisket. We're going to let this come up to about 225. It's probably going to hit 250, 275 in the beginning until we kind of adjust this, get our vents dampened down. Ambient air has a lot to do with keeping that temperature where you want it, so you just got to kind of keep an eye on it until you get it figured out. So keep an eye on this here for a few minutes, and we'll just keep checking it until we get that dialed in right around 200, 225, and we're going to try to keep it there for most of the day. So we'll keep checking back. So it's about just about 1 o'clock now. This thing's been on since just after 6. Or just after 5 this morning. So we've got our applesauce here, and all we're going to do is just get this wetting down a little bit. Nice sweet applesauce. Keep an eye on this thing. We're running pretty consistently 250, 225. It fluctuates a little bit as we add coals and let them burn down, so check back in a little while. Okay, so we've got an internal temp of 205. We are going to pull this thing off and wrap it for about an hour. All right, let's wrap this up in a towel. We'll go let this rest here for about an hour. Okay, it's done. We took it out. Time to start slicing some pieces off of here. Oh, super tender. Holy smokes. And always cut across the grain too. But look at that smoke ring on there. All right, let's take a sample here, see what we think. All right, we're gonna try this.
I'm really pumped right now.
You pumped right now?
Yeah, I'm pumped right now.
That's tender. Try a piece.
That time that we took was worth it.
That was worth the time. That was really worth the time.
Oh my god.
Alright, we got some salads, got some artichokes, really good brisket. It's dinner time.
I can't wait.
I know. Alright, we'll get on it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll have more coming.